Hey, I'm Chris, and I wanted to tell my story a little bit here because I think there are more people who can get out of their 9 to 5 by starting a side hustle that is within marketing and take that to a place where you could eventually build a team and start an agency. The reason that I'm sharing this is because that's exactly what I did. And I recently read my recap post of 2017 that I wrote about how I was stepping back from running an agency and taking the time to start spending time with less clients doing bigger, more significant work. And I don't know exactly how that would have played out if I'd taken a different direction at that time. But I do know one thing: no matter what time it is, no matter how long ago it was, there was always somebody who had an extra 2 hours in their day and could do something more. And the reason that I think this is a really important video to cover is because doing something more, even if it doesn't turn into an incredible business, even if it doesn't turn into success, along the way, you're still building an incredible amount of skills and you're probably making your resume a whole lot stronger. So, in this video, let's talk about 5 things that put you on track for changing your career, getting out of the 9 to 5, and setting yourself up for a really solid opportunity within marketing. All right, so let's get into number one. Number one is actually something that you are already doing, and it is just about understanding how to change your craft a little bit so that it's more marketable, and that's writing content. There are a lot of different services out there. There are a lot of different products that are out there, but you have the ability to be doing work as a freelance writer immediately. I would encourage you to start in a space that is away from what your 9 to 5 is, and maybe something that's a little bit more passionate, and starting to reach out to people that you might want to write a blog post for. This could be something that is a small blog that is looking for more content, and it's a great kind of low hanging fruit for you to get something out there and start building your name, or as a pen name if you're worried about somebody that is wanting to, find you as, not associated with your 9 to 5. Great. It's very common in the writing space for people to have pen names all the way back through all of the authors. So I would say number one is really figure out what space you enjoy, what things you find yourself reading and exploring and that you're curious about already. Maybe that's gardening. Maybe that's something within the automotive space. Maybe it's Lego or other collectibles. Those are all things that you can start digging into and you have an opinion about already, and start just writing for the sake of writing. It is an incredibly rewarding skill for you to be able to have, but it is also a skill that is being supercharged by AI. Yes, I said that right. It's being supercharged. It's not being cannibalized. We have seen the have and have nots changed within the content writing space for excellent content versus really mediocre content is the difference between a good writer that knows what they're talking about, understands the nuances of that particular industry, and isn't AI. It's not there yet. But it is an incredible research tool. It can shorten your process. It can give you an idea of the best performing posts that are happening that could be competing with the work that you're doing. And so use it as a tool. Figure out how ChatGPT or another AI engine can be used in order to make your writing process easier. And always fact check, because you want to be able to have your name on there that you can be proud of, but use it to speed up your time and make your process more efficient. So that's number one. Number two is actually on the back of understanding your writing. And I know that most of you already spend time consuming a ton of content online, and typically that's on a social media platform. Doesn't matter which platform it is, but that's side hustle number two, which is creating social media posts. There are a ton of businesses, ton of business owners who are strapped for time. They have some money. They usually don't have a lot to be able to spend on it. But I would say over half of the small business owners that are out there operating and working their tails off right now have a terrible social media presence. And you can fix that. And the reason that you can fix that is because you're already consuming that content and you know what will be great for them. So using the writing skills that you've just figured out, using what you do on a daily basis to already figure out content and put your own style on it. Maybe you like seeing the different types of genres that create a post with facts and they're easy to scroll through. Maybe they're longer form posts that are written that is a great list that's been compiled about information that you know you can curate already because you like that content too. Or maybe they're little skits that you want to film. That's great. My suggestion for this is figure out different accounts that you like and the things that you enjoy looking at the most, and then look at other competitors that are close to you or easy to get in contact with that you could help them grow, and figure out how that can be something that you can help a lot of business owners win with their social media and their customers, because that's something that you can do in a couple hours. Instead of scrolling, you're creating. Number three. Number three is also based on having some writing ability and being able to use a platform to create a newsletter for businesses. Being able to also have this paired with a weekly blog post is really helpful. Use your strategy of what you already understand in your inbox to create examples and create something that a business can win with. I would suggest doing this on Beehive, and there's a link below that is an affiliate link because we love using Beehive. It has so many great built-in tools that allow you, as somebody who is doing this as a freelancer or as a writer or as an agency, to thrive, because they've made the reward of having an email newsletter way higher than what it was before. So there's a lot of tips, there's a lot of tools, there's a lot of examples out there that you can learn for free of how to write an awesome newsletter. And that's something that I would really suggest as a great way, not only for you to use some writing skills to have a side hustle, but for you to understand the formatting elements of it, how to create people to get them to click, and be able to have an audience that is built because of that newsletter that's driving value. So those three kind of revolve around the same skill, which is writing. And so let's recap. Number one, be a writer, figure out where you can create different articles on the side. Number two, use your writing skills to have captions and posts that are written for social media for small businesses. And number three is figure out how to use those writing skills and figure out how it works into the right flavor and style for a newsletter. Number four is where we shift gears and we start looking at something a little bit different, and that's figuring out automation. As much as this sounds like a big scary thing, and a lot of times you'll see that any sort of automation are things that are really big and attached to, an ERP or a massive CRM or a huge newsletter or subscriber list, it's really not. Think about your day-to-day. Think about the things that are happening in your work or in your business that you would look at and say, that was really smooth and that was really easy because these two pieces of software are talking to each other. So this could be as simple as figuring out an integration that works with your payment processor like Stripe and automatically importing those invoices into Xero or QuickBooks. It could be something that is getting your customers, after they finish checking out from WooCommerce or Shopify, onto a newsletter list. It could be something that is as easy as having a follow-up process that says, oh, this customer requested more information, they received a proposal, and what are they going to get next? Again, this is based on your personal experience. I would say this happens two ways. One, you can kind of scratch your head a little bit and say, this is a process that should be working better, and I understand what it should be happening because I shop online a lot. Awesome. Make that something that you can turn into a business of teaching different companies and different businesses how to put those things in place. Or something that is like when you book a service or you book a class or you book an activity, well, why is there only a receipt that's sent? If we look at a lot of different experiences, wouldn't it also be helpful for there to be a follow-up that includes a calendar appointment request? Yeah, well, that's a really simple plugin that already exists that you can just help people implement and set up. So this automation step is actually something that's really cool. It's really helpful to a lot of businesses. Setting it up is easy and maintaining it is usually very low key, but it can also be built on the back of an app or a tool or a plugin that you've researched and found and that you can see value for a lot of businesses, and then start implementing it and setting it up. I would say one place to start with this, if you're into the space of figuring out what things are happening, is look at Zapier and see different common and popular integrations that people are doing and figure out a business case of who you can approach with that. And awesome. And adding a ton of value for each of those businesses, but also for their customers. And number 5, the last one. I want to stay away from any sort of product businesses or anything that is designed to grow, but that doesn't mean that you can't work with product businesses. And I think what is really cool and useful here is you have products that are part of your day to day already. And if you're creative and you're interested and you want to be able to look at products, figure out how to start reviewing them. Figure out how to get into the position where your space and your face and your opinion is actually something that is important. And as a consumer who's using a product that you know the product was actually designed for you, you have a great opportunity to be able to get set up as a UGC creator. Now, UGC is user generated content. It is probably the type of video that you'll see most for people who are promoting their products with a testimonial style video or a review start type video. It is something that gets promoted incredibly well on all of the different social media platforms, but there's actually a behind the scenes with companies like you can find as setting up a profile on Fiverr or Upwork to be able to offer these services and say, I'm good on camera. Here's some examples. Here's how I review products. Let me review yours and make some money that is doing that. The caveat with this one, and the reason that I put it as number 5, is it is a great way for you to start getting paid for content that you make if you're happy with your face being out there. There are some people who are out there that focus primarily on being behind the scenes. They like their privacy, or they know that it could interfere with their job. This is something that also could be the opposite. You may have a job where nobody knows exactly what you look like because it's just support tickets and communication on email, and nobody needs to know your real name, but your account within a specific space could be the opposite. And so I'd encourage you to find the right fit. Maybe one of these 5 things is it. And I hope that this is something that you can start putting in place. If you're interested in any of these things, do a deep dive and start figuring it out. Look at certifications, look at ways to build your credibility within the space so that things get easier. And all of this, I would say, comes with really understanding you as a brand. What can you have to offer? What are the things that you want to be able to do? What skills and passions that you would want to explore and research and start to do yourself anyways because you're curious? What could go from being a hobby that you would enjoy into something that could actually be profitable on the side? And some of these things, like writing 1 blog post a day, could actually turn into something that is pretty darn close to full-time income. So I hope this is something that gets you in gear and makes you a little bit more efficient with your time so that you can turn a side hustle into reality, figure out how this can be something that you're doing off the side of your desk that doesn't impede with your 9 to 5, but that it gives you a little bit more freedom and it gives you a little bit more opportunity to grow. So I hope you take action, and I'll see you in the next video.